Welcome to this edition of Nonstop Tech. I am your host, Doc Rock.
And I'm Jerome.
Just Jerome.
Yeah,
Not
just
the
Jerome.
host Jerome, like the random janitor or some strange German kid I caught because it's Oktoberfest.
The German kid. Hey, there's some good food during Oktoberfest.
Oh, we had
and
today.
Beer.
Today we had German food for Oktoberfest, and it was pretty good. I had Wiener Schnitzel with Spätzle. I learned how to pronounce it correctly thanks to Jerome.
You're getting there. I had Schweinshaxe. It's just pretty much, what is it?
Big ass piece of pig.
Yeah, there you go. That's the best way to describe it.
How do you say it again?
Schweinshaxe.
What did I eat?
You had a Wiener Schnitzel.
I said Wiener Schnitzel.
Spätzle.
Spätzle.
It's the
Spätzle.
egg.
Spätzle is the wine. Spätzle is the egg dumpling thing, right?
Good. I have to make some.
Spätzle is the wine.
What? Spätlese.
Spätlese.
Yes, late
Dude,
pig.
I'll stick to Japanese, bro. German is, your tongue gets, I can say BMW.
That's true. Let's just drive one. Jeez.
Anyway,
So what
so,
you covering today, man?
wait, we're going to do something serious today.
Ooh.
Today, we're talking to you about your PC security. Well, I have a Mac, so show's over.
Yeah, I know, right? Same here. Done.
Okay, but we wanted to be fair to you guys, and we wanted to cover some PC security stuff. It does come up. It turns out that in my business, I do a lot of virus removal for people. And people always ask me, what is the best way they can stop from getting these viruses? And my only answer is, get a freaking Mac. But right now, we're pretty good. There's been a couple quote-unquote viruses. They're not real, okay?
Trojans,
Those
malware,
were
different.
things that required you to do something stupid to activate it. Those aren't really a virus. Those
true.
are more malware or like a Trojan. In most cases, the best terminology for that is malware. An actual virus is a malicious piece of software, hence the term malware, that will go into your computer and do things on its own. You don't have to activate it. You don't have to do anything outside of open up a file or go to some music sharing service and attempt to steal a song. And then you go to press play and you're like, oh, this is my jam. And all you hear is...
Or nothing. Why is it not starting?
And then so you hit it a couple times and all you're doing is launching instances of the viri.
But that's not all security is, though. It's not just viruses. Also, it's just protecting the information on your computer.
Yes.
Which we'll kind of cover a little bit today also.
Oh, now I just changed my pick because you made me think about it. I just changed my pick. Yes. Okay. So let's go. Let's check out the outline. Sorry, folks. I'm looking at the notes because, like I said, I'm a Mac person. My security consists of, if you touch my computer, I'll break your face. That's all the security we need. That's all we need.
As soon as someone has access to your computer, you're screwed anyways.
That's pretty much all you need.
But,
okay. So I guess the first place to start is you got this brand new computer. One of the first things that comes up on your computer is it asks you to set up an account. The Mac does that. The PC does that. The reason why they do this is your computer has a built-in admin account. Okay? Normally, I even go as far as to scratch that admin account, make my own admin account, and then still make myself a user without admin privileges.
That's a good idea.
Did that make sense?
That does make sense, yes.
Okay, did I explain that enough for the muggles?
So I would explain what the difference is, too.
Okay.
Between the two. So admin account, or you want to cover the standard, you cover admin?
Yeah, there you go.
There you
That's
go.
how we do it. So an admin account, that guy has rights to everything in the computer. They can open files, delete files, install stuff, adjust network settings, do all of the above. Okay? And what about the standard user?
Standard account, can't install programs. A lot of stuff's locked. Usually really good for kids. You can't make changes to it. You can't uninstall stuff unless you have the admin password.
Right. So great for parental security. Okay. So the reason why you run as yourself who can override and become admin versus the admin, if you make your account as you the admin and for some reason you go to install something and you do it wrong, the computer will let you and you'll just kind of mess everything up. Yeah. Also, if someone gains access to your computer and they know your password and they log in, now they can do things to your computer. So the best way to do it is you make an admin account, totally ignore that, and then go in, make yourself an account without admin privileges, make anyone else in your family, be it the spouse or life partner or your kids or business partner, whomever, make them an account also without admin privileges. When you need to install something, you either log in as administrator or Windows will go as far, and so will the Mac, will go as far as to say, hey, you need the admin password in order to do that, and you'll just put in the admin password. So you're never really doing things as the admin account except for going in to fix a computer.
And it'll prompt you too, so it'll keep
Yes.
you it kind of teaches you, hey, crap, I think I'm just installing something. Let's say it all of a sudden pops up, you're on a web page, and it pops up, hey, install this. It makes you think twice about it. Hopefully.
That's right. So it won't let you just go like all willy-nilly and start installing stuff, right? I'm changing my auto lock on the iPad
That's
to
a good
15
idea.
minutes so I can keep having to wake it up. Okay.
But let's go back to the software that you were talking about.
Okay.
I know we've talked about viruses, there's malware, there's, well, phishing scams a little less has to do with software, just kind of social engineering. We'll talk about that a little bit too. There's a lot of like programs that usually if you go to Best Buy or usually any store, even online, you'll have like pre-installed software, not on the Mac side.
I like to call it the buy more.
The buy more. But what you'll see a lot of stuff pre-installed. So it usually be like Norton, McAfee, or any of the other like plethora of different like antivirus programs that are out there. There are some that are really good, and there's some that are free that don't cost anything that are really good. Usually what I recommend for people is Microsoft. The funny thing is this isn't pre-installed on computers, from my understanding. I know. They put out their own software called, Microsoft Security Essentials, and it's free, and it actually does a really good job of protecting you, because once you have something on your computer, most programs can't really move it. It kind of digs itself in really deep, and then the best way to really get rid of it is to do kind of a restore, because you never know what's remaining even if you remove it.
Right. So if I get a new computer and I'm setting one up for a client, or I'm setting up Windows on my Parallels, one of the first things I do is take all the software that's in there that's unnecessary and get rid of it.
So much
If
junk.
you're buying it from like Dell or HP for as long as you could ask them to send it to you basically vanilla with all that crap installed, and they'll take care of it.
Doesn't it cost extra though?
Yeah, they do.
It's like Sony. I think they charge like $15-$20. It might be different now.
It might be worth it though, because it's going to take you 2 hours to do it, where if you let them do it, it's worth $15-$20. So if you have Norton's when you buy your computer, it's only going to be a 90-day trial anyway. So go ahead and uninstall that. Mac people, you can go grab a beer. We'll be here for a minute. Okay. Anyway, you can go ahead and uninstall that. If it has McAfee's or Kaspersky, I always want to call it Copernicus or Pumpernickel. Anyway, go ahead and uninstall all of that. And then go to Microsoft.com and look under Security, PC, and there's a thing called Security and Safety Center. On that page, you'll see a big blue button, just like this, download Security Essentials. Just download and install that. Let that replace what was in your system already. Now, the thing about antivirus, like Jerome said, you have to remove the one that's there prior to installing the other one.
They fight amongst each other.
It can get really, really, really crazy.
Right.
It's like watching chicks in Walmart's fighting over the like $3-4 panty rack.
The Elmo when we're fighting over those.
And Cabbage Patch Children's. Anyway, so the best right now, our recommendations for your security is going to be Microsoft Security Essentials. It's totally free. Now, if you insist, you must pay. What do they get?
I'd recommend, you're going to hear this on a lot of podcasts. It's a company named ESET. They make something called Nod 32. The nice thing about it is it's really lightweight, and it does a really good job. Like, all the reviews I've read on it been positive, and they've done a really good job of kind of finding stuff. Even if it thinks it might be a virus, it lets you know about it. Was it heuristics? I think it's the magical word for
heuristics. And the cool thing about Nod 32 is you have some children. You have some parental controls you can adjust. You have gamer controls you can adjust. And then you also have some security training. Like there's things in the software that teach you what to do while you're doing it.
Ready for this? That's only on the Mac side right now.
Shut up.
No, that's the nice thing
No.
about it. Yes, double check. Unless you add it to Windows, it actually helps you. Yeah, the ESET cybersecurity for Mac.
You're right.
It actually teaches you. A lot of people are requesting on the Windows side, but I haven't seen it yet.
First of all, people are going to yell at me for this, but the only security software you need on your Mac is Knuckle Sandwich. It's just, to me, they just get in the way and they sort of waste time. You really don't need one unless you have kids, and then I would say you get the net barrier, which basically just stops your kids from looking at the sites that Jerome looks at.
You can use the parental controls that are built.
They're sort of built in. Yeah, you really don't have to buy anything.
I believe Windows has something similar now, or am I incorrect about that?
No, I believe
used it for so long.
I believe that's in there as well. All right, so now we got the virusing taken care of. How do you handle keeping? I say you're in a dorm. A lot of you guys are college cats, and you're dorming, and you got a roommate, and sometimes he goes in your computer. How do you keep him from looking at your secret love letters to your main squeeze?
Best thing, put a password on it. That keeps most of the people out. Second thing is some people encrypt their software. I usually don't recommend that at all.
I don't, because it makes the software slow, but
That's
I do
one
have a
reason.
couple encrypted folders on my drive, and the encrypted folders basically contain documents that, like really personal stuff, like
Mission critical and
my
stuff?
mortgage stuff.
Okay.
That stuff is encrypted in one particular folder, but I never do full disk encryption.
No.
You don't work for the freaking FBI. Well, maybe you do, and if you do, I'm not really here. My name is Mike Stevens.
Oh my. Well, the thing is, I've seen people once you encrypt your hard drive, I've seen people forget their passwords, and then all of a sudden, have you ever had customers come in doing that?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. When Jerome and I worked at this particular store that sells fruit colored laptops, we would get people that would come in and they see FileVault. And this is funny. This is only the people who came from the Windows side who were new to the Mac environment. They would see FileVault and they would turn it on, and then they'd come in and they'd say, "Oh, you know what, genius guys, I forgot the password to my computer, and now I can't get it in any of my files."
Yep.
And they would literally be mad at us because to them the word genius means unencrypt your freaking drive, and it ain't that easy.
Well, good news though. Under the new file vault, if you've upgraded to Lion, you can actually send. They have a decryption key. You can opt in on that, and then Apple, you can call like Apple Care, I believe,
Yes,
or
and
talk to someone.
then 1-800-MY-APPLE, and then you can
and
get that
hopefully
key.
get some
So
help.
anyway, rule of thumb, don't encrypt the whole drive. If you're
Yeah.
going to encrypt anything, you encrypt one folder, and anything you need encrypted, you put it in that folder. Now,
Don't forget the
ways of
password.
encrypting the folder. Your computer OS, Microsoft and Windows, both have some built-in encryption. The other thing that I like to use is something called TrueCrypt.
Free too.
Totally free, truecrypt.org. You go there, you install this, and you use that to encrypt the folder, and then you're done. Super simple. The other thing you could do to be really, really lightweight about it, just use a zip file. So you unzip the folder,
okay.
password it, and then most of your new zip software, like Aladdin, Stuff It Expander, which is Mac and PC, or even WinRAR, if you're a RAR person, you can put things in and out of the RAR file without having to unexpand the whole thing. So you literally can take a folder, put stuff in it, zip it, put a password on it, and then use that as an in and out with a good, compression program. And again, WinRAR, I believe, is really free or really cheap. 7-Zip is the bomb.
Oh, I've used
yeah,
7-Zip
that's
for a while.
no big deal. Those are some ways to do it. There's also these special thumb drives you can buy that have built-in encryption in them. They're these little red lock discs. Those are cool. The thing about thumb drives is they do eventually wear out and die. So if you're going to use a thumb drive, flash disk, as some people like to call it, USB key, whatever, replace it like every 2 years. Old memory sticks, we talked about this in the photo show. Old memory sticks, regardless of whether they're for your camera or for your computer, they will eventually crap out on you. And the worst thing ever is they have compact flash in a red camera in a helicopter after you've paid like $5,000 to rent the helicopter for a day and have your thing crapped out because you forgot to change memory cards. So yeah, swap memory cards out no more than 2 years. There's no definite time, but it just happens. And a matter of fact, that even goes for SSDs. Don't let an SSD cook for more than about 2 years because it will eventually fail on you. Just swap it. They're not that expensive.
SSD is not expensive?
No, not when you count what you got in it.
Yeah, that's true too. Okay, you're right.
That's why everyone's waiting. I need the big one. No, you don't. Slim your data down, buy a small one, and then be prepared to replace it. It's easier that way. But if you try to stuff in a terabyte into an SSD, you're an idiot. Okay, so much for technical terms.
Oh my gosh.
Here's a good one, Jerome. What do you do about firewall? What's your firewall advice?
I've seen a lot of people use like software firewalls, some that are like built into antivirus or even into like the Mac or in Windows, but those are horrendous. Usually I've noticed them, they start blocking stuff that you actually need, and then all of a sudden, I can't get online.
If you need to use, if you're going to use a software firewall, you might as well take off all your clothes and run naked down the interstate, because that's about
be safer about that.
That's about the same amount of crazy. What you say? She is a full tank of unleaded crazy.
Oh my god. What I recommend is get a router. Even if you don't set up wireless in your house, every router has it's a kind of a hardware firewall, and it's just a dumb device, right?
Right.
So if someone tries to attack you, the router's like, yeah, what is this crap, and kind of dumps it.
It just blocks it. Yeah.
So best thing is, even if you get like a cheap $40, $50 Linksys router, anything, even if you're running cables. I know you don't like.
I can't believe you said that. Linksys. You might as well.
Cisco.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Cisco now.
What he means by getting a Linksys or Cisco router, especially the cheap one, is take a pencil and stab yourself in the freaking eye.
Well, no, those actually on the geek side, you can put Linux on it, tomato and stuff.
I'm joking.
Oh, jeez.
I only believe in buying good high-end routers
Same
because
here.
it's your network traffic, and you're already getting robbed by the cable company for a high cable bill. You might as well get a router that won't steal your performance. So there is a huge difference, honestly, between $40, $50 router and $100+ router. Most of your $100+ routers, like the Apple Airport Express, are really good routers. Even if you have a PC, if you're not a cheap butt, I would say screw that. If you're not a cheap ass, I would say go ahead, buy an Apple router, even if you're using a PC, because they are much more robust. The only one thing that I wish it had better QoS.
Yeah.
But you really don't need that if you got VoIP in the house.
Well, and gamers too. Come on. Oh, I know.
Play on your console. Okay.
What the heck?
So your router has your best choice of firewall. You can get really crazy, get like a Netgear VPN where it's actually built in.
Yeah.
Now you just put a tank in front of your house. You know those guys at the gym that stand around and like throw plates and go, yeah, get some. You just put like 5 of those dudes in front of your network connection if you buy like a Netgear router with the built-in VPN, because those things are like bulletproof.
They're kind of too hard.
Bulletproof for everybody except maybe us.
Yeah. So, but what's the best way then to protect yourself though? I mean, we talked about software, we talked about firewalls and everything.
Okay, the absolute, okay, write this down. Okay, the absolute best way to protect yourself from any malware on your computer, Mac or PC, is this device. It's called a brain. You normally get one between this ear and this ear, somewhere in the back of the eyes. That thing can really stop you from doing something stupid. Prime example. Box comes up, especially Mac people, listen closely. Box comes up that says your PC is infected. Press this button to get a scan. You'll press that button, and then it'll go, oh, your PC has 40 some odd problems. If you pay us $39.95 right now, we'll fix them. Number one, you have a Mac.
Yeah.
Number two, those scans can't detect anything on your computer.
Well, all they do is
they're just
Trojan.
They're just animations.
Yep.
They're just animations to fake you into buying it. Never buy that. Okay, pet peeve. Here's my favorite one. I had a video on YouTube describing to you guys how dumb this commercial was, and I got a cease and desist letter from their lawyer said take it off. And I was actually pissed because I'm thinking they should cease and desist lying to people. There's a commercial that used to say, hey, my computer's finally fast. You need finally fast, blah, blah, blah.
That junk.
It's telling you about all the things that can go wrong with your PC. It would say on there, this software does not work on a Macintosh. It's for Windows only, but yet they have an iMac and an iBook in the video. Like
yep.
they showed the Windows email popping up on an iBook G4, which was next to impossible. So anyway, there's currently one right now, and it's the question. The guy goes, does your computer take more than 3 seconds to launch email? Then you probably need to pay blah, blah, blah to get this. Shut up. There is no email that opens in 3 seconds. The iFreaking phone, your Android, this iPad, they can't open email in 3 seconds. I'm sorry, it just ain't happening. You can't get your finger across the button that fast. So don't listen to that kind of stuff and assume that my computer's slow, right? And then go out and buy something to quote unquote make your computer faster. Those services aren't going to work. Get a dude who knows what they're doing and let them do it, and they can tell you, yes, we'll speed it up, or no, we cannot. You may need to replace your computer. 9 times out of 10, all you need to do to speed up your computer, buy some RAM.
Yep.
End of story. Mac, PC, Linux, Commodore 64, Atari, ST.
You got everything now.
Whatever. So all you need to do is buy RAM. Don't get caught up in this, you're going to pay these guys $40. Because normally what they do is they charge you.
Too.
Well, they charge you every couple of months too.
Yeah.
You get stuck into this like recurring fee.
It's extortion. Is all it is.
Yeah. Don't listen to that crap. And whenever you see a website that's redirecting you to like another website, like you see it taking too long and you're watching the top bar make a couple of changes and the URL is really long and a bunch of digits, close the browser real quick.
Yeah.
Just hit the close button, get out of there. Learn your keystrokes, Alt F4 or, Command Q for us, 86. Control F4.
Control Alt Delete.
That just restarts the machine.
Oh, you're talking about just Alt F4?
Just to close that window.
Control Alt Delete brings up Task Manager.
Yeah, you can close the whole program. That's true. I forgot about that. Yeah, so there's try to just close the browser. Let the browser closing be your idea of getting out of it. Don't really get caught too much into any of that stuff. And lastly, the next best protection is just keep your system updated.
Yep. Most people don't. I mean, I think Windows, they have the every Tuesday, They have the update.
Update
It's like
Tuesday.
Update
That's
Tuesday.
been a joke for a long time.
It's not a joke. That's the thing.
It's true, right?
Mac, as long as you keep software update running, it usually checks, I believe, every week by default.
Yeah, you can adjust it to do different
daily,
times, but
weekly,
you know
monthly.
what I get when people come over and I look at their computer? The first thing I do when people come to my house, I say, let me see your computer, and I check updates. Just
And who was that?
And then Lanai, I'm talking to you, Lanai. I open up his computer, and the list is like 28 deep. You have updates from like 6 months ago. Yo, if you haven't updated your computer last week, you're wrong. Just do it every week. Make it like a Sunday night thing. Before you fire up that last stogie to say, thank God this weekend is over, before you hit a brew, or while you're watching NFL, you're not even going to be looking at your computer. Go do your updates then. Right when your team steps on the field, press update and then walk away. So you don't have to worry about, because the number one reason why people don't do updates, I was getting ready to do something and I thought it was going to take time.
Yep.
So they skip. Don't skip.
Just do it.
Don't skip.
But yeah, keep your stuff up to date. Even on
Yes.
the Mac side, Windows is a little more important because people wait for those updates to come out. Then you'll see all the bad guys. They try to kind of find out what's been.
It's a
plugged.
cat and mouse game.
It is.
Pretty much.
That's all
That's
it is.
basically what it is. And when you hear something crazy, say you hear something and, Safari has a hole in it. I need to get that hole patched up or whatever. It's like that. If you hear that and you're not sure, just drop an email, dude, because we'll know about it. Send us an email and we'll answer back. Okay? So, before we get into picks,
We got a question.
we got a question. We got an email. And I wanted to cover this because it was actually a good question.
And it ties in with security.
And it
too.
ties into security too. One of our readers, listeners, watchers, viewers, one of our viewers, I have a little dictionary problem. It's because my glass of sake is sitting over there waiting to get
Broken thesaurus?
drunk. This is serious. Anyway, I'm going to say it's either Journals Live or Journals LV, but thank you to Journals LV for writing in and asking the question. Let's see. Let me read it verbatim.
Oh.
There was an issue a little while ago with Dropbox, and the question basically was, is Dropbox safe to use again? Okay. And what do you say?
Yes.
I say yes. Too.
Yay!
I say yes too. This has been my position on almost anything once we're broken. It's the perfect time to buy a Ford or Chevy right now because they got in so much trouble and they were so screwed up that when they had to rebuild, they knew everybody was watching. So they did the most perfect job possible. If you're going to buy a Ford or Chevy, now is the time. If you're going to go into Dropbox, now is the time. Because they had that little security scare, they have gone in and really, really tightened up and are really paying attention and they're watching. A lot of that security scare just had to do with they grew so fast that they maybe kind of outgrew their initial potential, but it's all tight and it's all perfect. You know what? I use Dropbox every day and I don't even sweat it.
And the bottom line is, if it's really important, you don't want to keep it in Dropbox anyway.
Yeah, no doubt.
Because the way it goes is, if it's super important, well, not only that, but
it shouldn't even be on your computer.
Yeah,
It's the kind of
it
thing
should
where you
be-
put it on the computer, you fix it, you move it, you take it off the computer, lock it in the safe. That's really, you can buy a Mac Store safe with a built-in hard drive.
well, anything in the cloud can be.
It's actually in my Mac Store. The company called Fire Security Cyber or something.
I think
Anyway,
I've
Fire
seen
Safe.
them.
They make fire extinguisher. First alert.
First alert.
First alert. Got it. First alert makes a safe that has a hard drive in it. iOmega also makes a safe that has a hard drive. And there's another thing, I think it's called Firestore or Firesource. It's a safe with a hard drive in it. If you're really concerned, all important files go in that guy because all of this conversation would totally be over if your house caught fire tomorrow.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
God, we don't want anybody's house catch fire, but I've seen Jerome cook, so it is a concern.
Really?
So, plain and simple, yeah, if you're really, really concerned, don't leave it on the computer. Other than that, if you want to put things on Dropbox, there's some great ways to encrypt it. I'll give you a link to a way that I wrote about on Nonstop a few months back about how to encrypt the file before you send it to Dropbox, and then she go. That's it.
There you go.
Safe as pie. Okay, so we're going to do picks.
So Gears of War 3 came out. For all the Gears of War lovers who don't have an Xbox 360.
This guy plays a lot of video games.
I play way too many games, I think. A game called Shadowgun came out, I believe it was yesterday or today. And it's pretty much Gears of War on the iPad. It's about $7.99. Graphics are amazing. And the reviews are about 4.5 stars right now. So go check it out if you have the money to spare.
Cool.
That's
$7, man. That's a brew.
And
Depends at some clubs. It's like $10 for a drink. I'm a DJ. I get the drink for free.
Yeah, that's not fair.
Yeah. Anyway, so my pick, because I don't play video games as much as him. I'm just waiting for next week. Though, actually, no, not with next week. Tomorrow, FIFA 12 comes out.
I expected that.
Now I'll be going to a video game. Anyway, my pick, very much related to your security. 1Password.
You know what?
Shut up. You had your turn, girl. Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand. Okay, 1Password. The company is called Agile Web Solutions, like agile, like when you see me on the football field. Web Solutions. I'm in soccer.
I know.
Okay.
Still.
Anyway, so 1Password, epic. Okay, I believe it costs like $39. There is now a Mac and a Windows version. Okay, really good if you're bisexual, like myself, aka cross-platform. You use Mac and PC. You can install 1Password for the Mac, 1Password for the PC, 1Password for the iPhone, and 1Password for the iPad. I believe the entire suite is going to set you back about $99. What it does, you use one master password, hence the name. Something really complicated, like 16, 17 digits. In there, you'll have a list, and it has all of your passwords for the sites that you use, okay? So your banking sites, your social media sites, all the above, you just use a keystroke, and it will go ahead and log that password in for you. Now, the first time you do so, it's going to ask you for the master key. Once you know the master key, it'll do the rest for you. Here's why this is great. For your banking sites, rather than using your password, which is your pet's name or your kid's name, people, especially my old folks and my cavemen, they say, I need a password that's easy because I'll forget it. 1Password will generate you a 32-character password this long, and there's no way in freaking hell you remember it. Doesn't matter. When you go to, say, CapitalOne.com, you hit the 1Password button, it will plug in that value for you, so you don't even actually have to know what it is. Nice. If you ever need to retrieve it, you can open up the 1Password software, put in the master key, and then you can see what that, generated code is. So I use 1Password to generate my passwords for sites that I don't need to log into with my phone. Now, I wanted to take it a step further. I've been generating them because on the phone, you have 1Password Pro, actually has a built-in browser. I could even get to those sites with long, passwords from here by using the iPhone or the iPad application. So my pick is 1Password. You can download a free trial at their website. Again, you can put in 1Password.com or Agile Web Solutions, or you can just read the show notes because I spend a lot of time making
It's in
those.
the Mac App Store now too.
It's in the Mac App
and
Store.
also on the regular.
On the website.
The iOS web store.
Yes, the App Store. The App Store and the Mac App Store. He's been drinking.
I wish.
So yeah, 1Password is the answer.
You know it encrypts
best software ever.
Documents and stuff.
And it does encrypt. There's a thing in there called a security wallet. You can write yourself these secret notes and you can drop it in there, and that can be your encryption software.
There you go.
So 1Password is the beat. I think we'll need to do a whole demo. I got to contact my buddy Stu Helm, who is a marketing guy over at 1Password, and then I'll get some more information from you if there's anything cool you can do, or I'll let you know when there's specials going on, because 1Password is the bomb.
I
Been
agree.
using it for about 4.5 years, like since it first came out. End of story. On that note, let's see you. I'm done.
Wait, the sake is ready, isn't it?
Yes. Straight up. Actually, I think my cameraman drank my glass and yours.
Oh. Sad.
Guess we're going to the store.
Yeah, I know, right?
Urine test.
Is urine test? Oh, nice. Okay, that does it for another edition of Nonstop Tech. Yo, keep it safe, keep it secure. Use the best software right here between the two ears.
Yep. See y'all next week.
Pasta lasagna. Maybe I meant to say sour noodle.
Yeah, I don't know. I can check this out.
Dude, I couldn't believe you didn't get one.